Today I'm doing a virtual tour of Apple Valley, Minnesota. Apple Valley is a suburb in the South Metro of the Twin Cities that has a population of about 55,000. It is a relatively quick drive to either Minneapolis or St. Paul, and it's roughly the same distance from both. It would probably take you about 20 to 25 minutes to get to either of them. Here's Apple Valley on a map to give you an idea of where it is in comparison to St. Paul and Minneapolis, and then you can also see what the surrounding suburbs are. You have Eagan to the north, Burnsville to the west, Rosemont to the east, and Lakeville to the south. Apple Valley has a lot of conveniences, a lot of strip malls, and a lot of smaller shopping centers, and a lot of these businesses are closer together. It's likely that you probably won't even need to leave the Apple Valley borders because it has pretty much anything you need. It has a Sam's Club, it has a Walmart, it has 2 Targets, one on Pilot Knob Road and one on Cedar. It doesn't have a Costco, but there is one in Eagan, so you don't have to travel too far if you prefer Costco over Sam's Club. Since these stores are close together, you won't have to spend a ton of traveling time to get things done. It also has a variety of grocery stores, so if you can't find what you want at one store, at least you know there's another grocery store close by. There are some local businesses in Apple Valley, but not as many as you'd find in St. Paul or Minneapolis. But if you're passionate about buying local, Apple Valley does have a Facebook page dedicated to local businesses. If you're curious about nightlife, I wouldn't say that Apple Valley is really well known for their nightlife, but there is a place called Bogarts that has live music, bar trivia, karaoke, and it has a bowling alley too. As for outdoor activities, Apple Valley is really close to Lebanon Hills Regional Park. Lebanon Hills is really beautiful, but outside of that, Apple Valley has 51 parks covering over 700 acres. Almost every suburb or neighborhood in the Twin Cities, it has or is close to a lake, and Apple Valley has Long Lake and Farquhar Lake and their associated parks. If you're interested in schools, niche.com gave Apple Valley schools pretty high ratings. They gave Apple Valley Senior High an A and Eastview Senior High an A+. I mentioned earlier that Apple Valley also has a School of Environmental Studies, and niche.com gave that school an A as well. If you are interested in schools, please check out niche.com or greatschools.org because they have a ton of information and it can be really helpful to find a school that best fits your child's needs. As far as housing prices, the median home price in Apple Valley is $350,000, which is still lower than the Twin Cities as a whole, which is around $365,000. At the low end, single-family homes are selling in the low to mid 300s, but if you're looking at townhouses, you're going to have more options for under $300,000. A potential positive thing about getting farther from Minneapolis and St. Paul is that the homes tend to be newer. Don't get me wrong, I love the charm of some older homes, but sometimes you'll want a home that's only 50 years old instead of one that's like 120 years old. Most of the homes in Apple Valley were built between 1970 and 2000. you'll find a nice variety of homes in Apple Valley. Sure, you're definitely going to find a lot of cookie cutter homes, but in some neighborhoods, they have really unique homes that are in more wooded areas that are a bit more spread apart. If you're looking for new builds, you're not really going to have many options in Apple Valley, if any, but there are tons in Lakeville and Farmington. As for the pros and cons, I would definitely say the amenities are a pro. Parks and trails, 2 Targets, a Walmart, Sam's Club, a lot of strip malls, small shopping centers. The neighboring suburbs also have everything. So if you really can't find what you need, you know that at least those suburbs will have it. I would say another pro is that it's close to Minneapolis and St. Paul. Although it's south of both of the cities, it's kind of right in the middle, so you have an option to go to either if you get sick of the Apple Valley scene. Another pro is that niche.com gave Apple Valley schools a high rating, and often you'll find that the home prices tend to be higher in districts that have higher ratings, but it's actually still below the Twin Cities median home price. This next one could really be a pro or con depending on how you look at it, but there are no freeways running through Apple Valley. 35E runs kind of along the northern border, but no highways actually go through it. Now, it's a pro because you won't have a whole lot of freeway noise in most parts of the city, but if you're anything like me and you want the drive from your house to the freeway to be less than 3 minutes, then it could be seen as a con. That leads me into the next con, which could just be in my head, but I swear the stoplights seem to take forever. I don't know if I'm going there only when it's busy, but I swear it's just something I've noticed every time I go to Apple Valley. I always feel like I'm sitting at the stoplight for like 5 minutes. I would say the last con is that it's not very walkable. Not like it would be if you were to live in Minneapolis or St. Paul suburb. Sure, it's great that all the stores are really close together, but it's not ideal for somebody who doesn't have a car. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you'd like to learn more about the Twin Cities. Otherwise, I'll see you next time and have a great day.